Good morning, everyone. This is a quick training. These trainings are typically 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes with questions. And today's topic is Vanity URL. The Vanity URL is the single property website. So for every listing that you have, you get a single website. And let me just do this. And as we're logging in right now, Tina's doing double duty. She's working the phones. She's working the counter next door, loading listings, and also doing a training seminar. So with the Vanity URL, you'll log into your CRM and you'll go to where your listings are. And Tina's going to show you that now.
Okay, so you log into your Laffey Connect account.
Now, Tina's going to log into the admin account, but she's also going to log into an agent account, which you'll see as the blue side. Okay, you won't ever see the orange or yellow side. You'll log into your account and you'll see the blue side. Now, for those of you who have listings, you're going to see on the left-hand side, you're going to see the word listings. That's where your listings are. And you're going to go to one of those listings.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the listing and manage my listing here on the left side. So you're gonna see your listing here. You're gonna click on one of your listing that you wanted to advertise or you wanted to post. Click on that link. And then you see the Vanity URL here. That's the link for this co-op in Bayside.
So Tina, let's pause there for a second. I want everybody to see how easy this is. This is already done for you. Okay, it's already done for you the moment the listing is entered into Stratus and it goes into the system. It really starts the cavalcade of syndication. Basically, it's going out everywhere. But most importantly, it goes to your Laffey website where this CRM creates a single property website for you. So this is what you want to send to your clients, showing them all the extra stuff that you're doing, which again, you're not really doing, it's all done for you. But the Vanity URL has the address in it. And that's why it's going to be very effective for you when you start marketing this URL. So basically all you did was log in, you went to the listing, and you can see where she shows you right there on that page, it says Vanity URL. And that's the URL you're going to post on Facebook. That's the one you're going to send to your clients. And that's the one you're going to use as just a single marketing tool. Now this website, and Tina, go ahead and click it. These websites are beautiful, folks. And they're just about that listing. That's why we call them Vanity URLs. Universal Resource Link. That's the link. And it's a Vanity URL that has all of the information that was put in when it was loaded into Stratus. It even has the video link that was put there, and it's a YouTube link. I love these. From a marketing perspective, I love these Vanity URLs because it has everything in there already. And then I can start sharing it on Facebook. And then I can start sharing it on Instagram. Obviously, you can do the photos for Instagram, which we can discuss later. But there are other techniques that I'll get into in a separate marketing section training that we can use these Vanity URLs for. But first and foremost, I want you taking the link. Tina, highlight that link right at the top. Now, this is a Bayside listing. Obviously, it has a unique address, 209-18th Avenue 5G. So it's all loaded in there. So this one's kind of a tough one. But for those of you in Nassau and Suffolk who have regular streets, Smith Street, Park Lane, things like that, those will be in the URL. Now, everything is also branded under Laffey.com. And that's important for you to understand. The SEO, the search engine optimization, is already done for you. So this vanity URL has great potential inside of Google. And this is why I want you to post it on Facebook, because it'll send a signal to Google. And Google will say, oh, I see that you have a new website. Oh, and it's associated with a major authority website, which is Facebook. Just posting the URL on Facebook sends a signal that will show up in the Google search results. Having a video also helps you as well. So I want you to understand that the vanity URL is not just a nice little perk for you. If you can do one extra step, it can help you in Google search results. And again, this is another beautiful perk of the Laffey CRM. Tina, go back to the CRM tab. I think it was right next to the, there it is. It's right next to that page. There it is. So as you can see, you can manage your listing here. And if you have the video links, go ahead and go to the video. Yeah, there you go. And you can see that you can put in a Facebook video link. You can put in YouTube. YouTube is our favorite, simply because Google owns YouTube. And every time that we use a YouTube link in any one of our properties, we get the extra SEO benefit, the search engine optimization benefit. So I want you to understand that 90% plus is done for you already. You just have to go that extra step. So after the listing is loaded, make sure you check on these things. Obviously, you want to check on all the details to make sure that they're correct. But at the same time, I want you to manage your listing in these tabs so that you can use the vanity URL when you're promoting it on Facebook. So Tina, let's go through that, just that pathway again, so that everybody can understand that how easy it is.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the listing on your left side and then down arrow, and then you can click on manage my listing here. And here you can click on the listing that you wanted to use. And here's the vanity URL.
Simple, folks, right? Totally simple. It's all done for you. So when we look at the vanity URL, we obviously see it's beautiful. This is part of your customer service. So your client wants to see that you're doing something for them all the time. So we have all of these things in the CRM that you can roll out and show the customer what you're doing. Now, I know most of it is done automatically for you, but I want you to understand you're the director of your own business. You're the director of your own marketing. So these things are important for your customer service. This is why we have these training sessions, to show you where things are, to remind you, listen, if you haven't gotten a listing in a long time, or you're working part-time and then all of a sudden you get a listing, you may have forgotten one of these training sessions. Now, the front desk of every office
Gotta keep it low.
has a wonderful, fully trained professional, because I love this. All the admins are super knowledgeable in so many different things every single day. They don't do these things every single day, but they do know where they are. As Tina just showed you, this is a 2-minute conversation just to show you how you can get a huge benefit. So whenever we have any of these training sessions, or you are getting a listing, just go through your checklist. And if you have questions, you'll ask your front desk. Or you'll revert back to these videos, which are on the CRM itself inside of that section. Tina, can you go to that section just to show them where the old videos are? I think it's in the yellow, right? In the admin section?
It's in the cloud data.
Okay, so in the Cloud Delta, where was Cloud Delta, by the way?
In other resources.
Ah, okay. So even I didn't know. It used to be right there saying Cloud Delta. Okay. So in other resources, we have all of the folders where we load everything. We load forms, we load videos for training, we load marketing videos, we load training marketing videos. Everything is in here. So I've loaded most of the training previously to these 6 admin trainings that we have, the CRM trainings. We call them Connect 30 because they're only 30 minutes worth of training. And so in these trainings, you can go back into the folder, and I'm not sure which folder it is. I think it's in training materials. And you can find all of the other admin training, agent training videos, and Laffey Training Academy as well. So folks, let's open this up to questions about Vanity URLs. Does anybody have a specific, you can use the chat or you can raise your hand. Come on, Noreen, I count on you. One question.
I'm enjoying listening.
Yeah, you're on. Noreen's on everyone, and I'm always prodding her for one question.
Okay, Ron, I have a question to open it up. Can you show people what it looks like on Facebook? To show them.
Yeah,
let's show them. You know, and why don't you post? Why don't you post one of show someone like you can't post it on mine. You don't have access to my. You'd have to have my Facebook password, I guess, right? But you
Ron, you could use mine on Arley Drive in Albertson.
excellent. Tina, I'm going to take over.
Sure.
And also, I wanted to ask if anyone on this call currently has a listing. If you could unmute yourselves or put it in the chat.
There we go. So folks, I use, we have a sample page that we use. So I'll use that one for right now. And what I'll do is I'll go into CRM, log in, and I'm going to pick, that was Josephine's, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Ron, I would suggest go, when you're doing it, go like slower than you think, because I go slow.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand. I'm getting actually to the section, and then I'll go slow. So in this section here, where you're logged in as the agent and you go to the listings, as Tina said before, you go to listings, and then you'll see manage my listings. This is where your listings are, where you can manage them. You'll click on the one that you want to promote. And remember, when you click it, the Vanity URL is right there. There's no further place for you to start digging. It's right there. And it says Vanity URL. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to copy this URL. Now you can right click it and copy the link address, or you can just copy and highlight it and copy. Once you've copied it, you're going to go over to Facebook and you're going to go create a post. This is the business page that you're on. So for instance, it might say, and we'll use Donna Marie Chimanis Realtor. This is her business page. And in the business page, you have create post. Everyone has this on your business page. You can create post. And the beauty of creating the post is that you can upload photos or you can paste the link. And that's what you'll do is you'll paste that link right in there. Give it about 10 seconds. It's going to pull all of the information from the website itself, and it's going to put in some sort of photo here. If it doesn't do it the first time, or if it takes a little bit longer than normal, just X out of it and do it again. So I'm going to discard it and I'm going to do it again. So it's kind of cool that we have glitches like this. And X out and then do it again.
Ron, you got to post it. You got to post it. It'll come.
Yeah. Sometimes, Donna, though, it usually shows the photo right there. And
okay.
and this is the problem with the system. It's not always perfect, but it is there. As you can see, the information's there. So what I typically like to do, though, is I like to add more information about it. Like adding your name and your phone number is very helpful right up there, because if somebody sees this, typically they want to pick up the phone, and having your phone number and your name right there is perfect. I also like to add the town, some extra information inside of this field. And
so Ron, you probably would want to say something like, this is a hot house. Give me a call to talk about it today.
Yes. So as simple as that. You don't want to overthink this, but from my standpoint, and as I said before, circling back to the Google effect, I want keywords that are in there that people might actually type in Google. And so when Donna Marie says that, it's like, okay, the address or an open house or some relevant information, but also call to action information, which is extremely important. And this is why the vanity URL comes into play, because we're only focusing on this one particular property. That's it. There's no IDX on there. There's no other MLS feed on that. It's just this one property that we're focusing on. So let's see if I can refresh the screen and see what it looks like. See, yeah, Donna, see what happened? It didn't come up that time. So if this happens, I just like to redo it. That's basically what I do. We're only talking about 10 seconds here. So
Is it because it's not my listing, Ron?
no, it has nothing to do with that. You could post any link and it will still
Okay.
come up. So for instance, if I just did laffey.com, it should come up. Of course, it's not working, but then again, Facebook is going through some changes now as they're changing over to Meta. They're adding so many different things and also changing the speed of the interface. But anyway, the photo will be here eventually. And this is where we just click this and it'll take us right to that vanity URL, that website. And the beauty of this, at the end of all of this, which really only takes you about 10 or 15 minutes to do all of that we've just said, you can boost this post. And see this button right here, boost post. That's advertising the post. And so when you boost the post, a little pop-up occurs. And you should be able to advertise this in a particular area. So for instance, if your audience is like right now here, our standard audience is Greenville and it's 30 miles out of Greenville. So as at headquarters, if I want to advertise it, I do a 30-mile radius around Greenville. You can set up any area you want. But one of the things I need to remember here is, and then Donna usually reminds me of this one, is the special.
I was getting ready to.
I was giving you a chance, Ron.
No. I got Donna as my backup. So this is the one that if you don't do this, it won't run the ad for you. Okay. And you must click this special ad category. And so housing is all you need to do. And that's it. You're done. Now, when you go down here and you set a budget, I typically like to tell people, promote this for a minimum of 3 days. Minimum of 3 days. Now, it'll tell you 4 days, but I think 3 is fine, and set your budget accordingly. And it'll splice it up amongst those days. So if you only wanted to do 10 bucks, 11 bucks, 12 bucks over 3 days, this is what you would get. And it usually gives you an estimate of who you're going to reach. Now, remember, you're only advertising this one particular property and its specific location and a time period. That's how easy this is, folks. And once you've done that, you press boost and it's on its way.
So Ron, I just want to say that that's not $12 or $5 a day. That's a combined amount of money over those 3 days.
Yes, hence dividing it up amongst 3 days. Yes. So you can be your own ad agency. Laffey has already provided you with the CRM that gives you a vanity URL. It provides that single property website that also solves 2 problems for you. 1, customer service. You want to be able to show your customers what you're doing for them. 2, it gives you an advertising vehicle. And it's something that you can put on a free system and then do an ad boost, which only may cost you $12 for 3 days. I tell people go a little crazy. All right. Advertise it for a week. Advertise it before the open house. Advertise it as much as you possibly can, because when you think about it, it's the least expensive way to advertise your property because you're going to hit the market that you want to hit. And you can do it literally in 5 minutes. So are there any questions with regards to that and maybe perhaps the boosting?
I have a question.
Speak, please.
So I have boosted posts when I've had like blogs and stuff, and I'll see the results and it goes to like, it says it went to like 1,500 people. Who are these people it goes to?
So as we said before, let me go back to the boost section. You're going to pick your audience. And this is where sometimes people forget about this part. They'll go with some sort of standard audience. What I'd like you to do is, and this is, we'll do another session on this, but real quick, you can edit with this little pencil. You can edit the areas and locations that you want. So for instance, I don't want to do a 30-mile radius around Greenville. I want to pick, I always like to use Hicksville. And so I'll pick Hicksville, New York. And instead of a 25-mile radius, I will do a 15-mile radius. And I can narrow this down. Now, also, there is detailed targeting. For instance, if you like
I'm on this call.
people who are liking certain pages like Zillow or something like that. Like, here's some categories you can target as well. Now, again, this is a separate training session, but you can go deep into the detailed targeting. So when you say who, it really comes down to what audience did you set in place. Now, where they see it is right here. Let me go to the news feed. And this is where we all live. We all live in the news feed. We don't typically go visit other people's profiles unless we're really interested in that person. What we'll do is we'll live in the news feed, which is us just scrolling up and down. And of course, my internet connection is slow today. Solar flares, solar flares. So here's the news feed that everybody sees. And it's typically people you're following and your friends, and it's all right here. However, Facebook puts your boost post in between that, in those specific areas. Like I'm talking locations. They'll put your boost post that looks normal in between. This is a Google ad. I don't subscribe to Google, but yet I'm getting these ads. And whatever else I like will pop up in this. You've seen them all the time. You go searching for a pair of shoes, an electric bicycle, and all of a sudden now you see ads for all of that. And it's the same with inside your newsfeed. Look, Waze. And sometimes you'll see some of our advertisements as well, because we like to target different areas. Click Ease. I do a lot of marketing things, so I'm always looking for marketing tools, so I'll see those. You're going to see your ads in the newsfeed. And those people who you were saying there's 1,500 people saw it. Now, don't be fooled by that. 1,500 people saw it in the newsfeed, but they did this. They scrolled right by it. If they clicked it, that's a separate metric called the click-through rate. So you can look at those metrics afterwards. But again, if you don't boost your post, very few people will see it. Only your sphere will see it. We really would like you to spend 10 bucks, 20 bucks and boost your property's listing, because you'll reach a lot more people. And especially if you have an upcoming open house, make sure you advertise to that zip code. Very little cost, very effective. Any further questions? I'm looking at the okay. Any questions, just feel free. Sometimes you have a question right after the training, just send it to me in an email. So send me your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. And remember, your front desk always can answer one of those questions about the CRM. Go out and get them, folks.